Hello, this is John from caveofprogramming.com, and in this tutorial we're going to customize the Hello World application to change this Hello World text here to have like an edit text control in here, which will allow us to allow the user to enter text in here. And actually in the last tutorial I was a bit puzzled as to why my console down here was blank, and I discovered the reason was that here you can toggle the consoles and determine which one is displayed, and I had mine set to DDMS. DDMS is actually a debugging tool which we'll look at in a future tutorial, but for now I'm going to switch this back to Android, and here we can see that it's actually been telling me that it was installing my application notescroll.apk, and that it was successful. And it's a good idea to keep an eye on this console to see what's happening. Now I'm going to go into my well, actually I should explain a little bit about the structure of this application, and we'll go through this more in future tutorials. But basically everything your mobile phone does is like an activity. So one screen full of stuff typically will correspond to a activity of some kind. And if we look at source here, we can see that we've got this main activity.java, and that main activity.java uses among other things, it's got this onCreate method, and that has this set content view, and it's the set content view that's determining here what the activity will actually display. Now this is using a constant from this r.java, and you can find r.java in this gen folder, so you shouldn't edit anything in here. This is generated automatically, and if you look at r.java, it just includes basically a bunch of constants, including this where are we, activity main constant under layout here. And that constant actually is a way of referring to a XML file which you can find under the res, which stands for resources folder. And the resources folder is where you can put graphics and icons and things. And there's a layout subfolder there, and in this layout subfolder of res you can find activity underscore main.xml, and if we click on that, this is what it actually looks like. Well, this is what the visual editor shows you, and now we're not going to be using the visual editor a whole lot in these tutorials because it's not very powerful, and you really need to get into coding XML by hand, although fortunately before you throw your hands up in despair, Eclipse autocomplete will help you a lot, so it's not as bad as it sounds. But there's you can only really do so much in this emulator. Sorry, in this Visual Designer. So I'm going to click on this. I've clicked on Activity Main, and now I'm going to click on this this tab here. So we're looking at the graphical layout, but I'm going to go directly to the XML file. And the way this works is Android XML files, Android layout XML files, consists of view groups and views. And the view groups are things like this. They're basically layout tags that lay out your various widgets. And the views, or the actual widgets themselves, are things like buttons and text areas and maps and that sort of thing. So we've got views and view groups, and this here is it's a text view which just displays some text. And to find documentation on these things, if you go to Google and search for something like Android View, and there's actually this is actually with the lowercase v, this is the package view. And what I want here is the class view with the uppercase V. So I'll click on this, and you can see now a list of kind of known subclasses, although of course you can have other views that you've got from external APIs. But if I just click on this to expand the list, there's a whole load of stuff in there. In particular, we've got stuff like we've got buttons and checkboxes, and we're going to use edit text in this tutorial. There's all kinds of stuff here, chronometer, all kinds of things basically, video view, image view, and so on. So let's go to the edit text here, because we're going to use this to let the user edit some text. So I'll click edit text, and this is some documentation on it, and because we're working in XML here, we want to go to this XML attributes section and click on edit text attributes. And in case you're not too familiar with XML, I'll go through it real quickly in just a minute, but there's some really good documentation down here about the stuff, the various attributes that you can use in your XML. But let's leave that for the moment. So that's enough of that for just now, I think. I'm going to delete this text view here, and just really quickly, if you're not familiar with XML, it's worth just having a look, googling for a little tutorial on it, but you don't need to spend ages on it. Just get your head around a basic idea, and a basic idea is really just that you have these tags, which are things that are enclosed in kind of angle brackets, and opening tags kind of look like this. It's just they have a opening angle bracket, close angle bracket, they have a tag name here, and they have attributes which can go here. And this is a closing XML tag with the slash there after the angle bracket. And you can also have kind of self-closing tags like this one, where there isn't an opening and closing tag, there's just one tag that closes with this slash angle bracket. And the attributes are in the format of some text equals and then something in double quotes. And that's really sort of in a way all there is to XML, although of course there are lots of tools and things you can use for XML. So let's delete this text view here, and in its place I'm going to type a opening angle bracket, and the Eclipse autocomplete has already popped up here, and I'm going to type capital E and then just hit return to accept this edit text. And now I want a couple of attributes at least here, and I'm going to type layout underscore were and just press Control space for the autocomplete, and that's completed this to Android : layout width. And here you can specify a width for this view, this edit text view, in pixels if you like, but I'm going to use match parent. I'm going to type M, Control space, and that autocompletes match parent. And that means that the width of this view is going to fill the width of the parent view group, basically. So it's going to take up as much space horizontally as possible. And you might also see fill parent, which I think in Android 2.2 fill parent was changed to match parent, but it means exactly the same thing, although fill parent is perhaps a bit more descriptive. Now I'm going to type layout underscore H, Control space, and there's nothing magical about what I'm typing here. It's just that you need to type enough characters that the autocomplete knows what you mean, basically. And I'm going to type here again M and Control space, and now I'm going to hold down Control and Shift and press F just to automatically format that, and that also works on Java code, and it's a really great shortcut. And I think at the absolute minimum that would do. So let's just save everything, and let's just run this. Click the green run button, and so down here it says uploading notescroll.apk onto device emulator and installing it, and it says success. So let's click the emulator and have a look, and here we've got an area where the user can enter text, and I'm just going to click in there, and there we go, the keyboard's popped up, and I can type text in here via the keyboard. It's a little bit slow, but it's okay. One thing you'll notice about this, I don't know if we can hide the keyboard. I think there must be a way, but I don't really know what it is. But one thing you probably noticed is that the text is appearing in the middle of the text view, which looks especially strange when the keyboard has kind of appeared like this, because it seems to appear at the bottom of the screen. And if we want it to appear at the top, which I feel I do, we can have another attribute here. Actually, if you just put your cursor there and press Control Space, you can see a list of all possible attributes. And the one I want down here is gravity, so Android gravity. And if I just set that to, I'll just type T, Control Space, and Control Shift and F again. If I set the Android gravity attribute to top, that's going to make my text move to the top. So let's just click this Run button again, and again it says uploading, installing, and with a bit of luck it's going to say success, and there we are. Here we are actually, and now the text can be typed at the top. If I click in here, it looks much better. Okay, so that's more than enough for this tutorial, and we've kind of glossed over a lot of details really quickly, but we're going to return to everything in more depth as this series of tutorials progresses. And in the next tutorial we're going to move on to adding a save button here. So join me again next time, and you can find more information about Android stuff at www.caveofprogramming.com/Android. And until next time, happy coding.